What I want to do now is actually get that image sprite working and get a unique background for each one of these classes. I guess I'll start by, well, why don't I just start a new class in my CSS document. Let's see if I could just add something. Here we go, class, and I guess I'm going to name this class the Grandmaster Flash. See how I started it with the period, and I hit apply to that. And what am I going to do? I'm just going to set the background image to be, where is it? It's on my desktop, to be this artist stop picture. If you recall, this is my image sprite. So the Grandmaster Flash needs to be this picture all the way to the left over here. I'll do that. Ooh, look at this. Interesting. Here is exactly what's going to mess me up, because that's the URL it's going to put in my CSS. Let me show you what happens. Common mistake. Now look at this. If I were to upload this to the web, this is a piece of garbage over here, right? Because this is going to look for, from my CSS document that's on my server now, it's going to look for the artist.jpg in this folder over here, which is likely not going to exist on my web server. So we could just undo this garbage. Hopefully when I do this again, Dreamweaver is going to ask me whether or not let's see. Oh, and I didn't even put it in the document. There we go. I messed it all up. Let me try by putting this right into my style document. Grandmaster Flash, and here we could do that background. That's just the URL. Here we go. Now let's hopefully it plays nice and says yes, I would like to copy it. Absolutely. Otherwise, you can't have a here we go, working. You can't have a absolute path like that pointing to your computer and then try to upload it. That's not going to do anything. Alright, so let's see, what does that do? Absolutely nothing. Wonderful. Well, why isn't it doing anything? I set the background and that div container is there. Here's my clue. When I click on my Grandmaster Flash and you look over here, that bar is getting fatter. See? Right there, that blue bar. What's happening now is that, well, it's collapsed, right? I mean, this Grandmaster Flash class, it doesn't have anything set for it, so it's basically not even existent. So I think what we need to do is, at least as far as the Grandmaster Flash is concerned, let's give it a height, shall we? Of should be 400 pixels. There we go. Voila, and it appears. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, all right. Now this looks pretty good. I notice we have a little bit of a little extra band over here. I wonder, so if this whole thing is 500, let's see if we can at least figure out what's going on over here. Let's see how big this guy is if I get real close over here. Height says 7, maybe that's 10, I don't know. And let's go up to this part. So 7. Maybe this is 93 and I change this. So maybe that's just 100 extra pixels altogether that we have, which is actually just about right. I guess I'm not going to concern myself right now with adjusting this thing perfect. I'm going to at least try to get the functionality of the rest of these to go. So let's do just that. So, alright, Grandmaster Flash, that works because that background is set to basically 00 by default. But here, the next one is Beastie Boys. I'm going to make another class called Beastie Boys. Alright, and so the background is going to be that same thing. The height's going to be the same. And now we'll do the background position right down here. So we basically need it to be, what is it, XY, right? So the X being the horizontal and the Y the vertical. We don't need to move it in the vertical, we just need to pull it back 450 pixels to, let's see, so it'll, over here we'll see it as the Beastie Boys. So why don't we do negative 450 pixels by 0 pixels, and boom. Very cool, very cool. So now, keeping that system going, we have the Beastie Boys, we have run DMC, and now what's 450 minus 450? If you said 900, you're right. And then we have Slick Rick, and he's gonna be 1350. So boom, kind of worked, sorta. See what this looks like live. Awesome. So we did just that by just changing the background positioning of each div class, and we just changed it incrementally by negative 450 pixels to kind of move that background image over.